Parker Finn's Smile made a major impact when it hit theaters in 2022, originally slated for premiere on Paramount before wisely being pivoted to the big screen. That film starred a memorable Sosie Bacon as therapist Rose Cotter, who witnesses a patient's violent suicide, setting in motion an increasingly tense set of encounters. These include run-ins with maliciously smiling people, surreal and dangerous situations, and a climatic showdown with a grotesque smiling entity that feeds on trauma and seeks its spread. The entity's visage is shocking, its effects personal and malevolent, and the film had some terrifying set pieces, creating a mysterious new supernatural creature to lose sleep over. At the same time, the film wasn't perfect, despite its success. It's effective, sure, but also predictable. The entity is clever, creating solid scares and opportunities, but it always felt like it was underexplored, its relationship between smiles and trauma tenuous. Finn once again takes the writer-director reins in Smile 2, with a bigger, bolder vision that maintains the central mysteries while showing much more of what the Smile entity can actually do. It's an exceptional sequel that improves almost every aspect of the original. The result is easily one of the year's best horror films. Superstar pop songstress Sky Riley, Naomi Scott, is coming off a tough year. A year ago, her career was bigger than ever, but substance abuse issues contributed to a haunting crash that killed her equally famous boyfriend, leaving Sky traumatized. One sober year later, Sky's working towards a career comeback while building towards a massive tour. The pressures of the tour are admittedly a bit much, both emotionally and physically, and on one fateful night, Sky seeks out old acquaintance and drug dealer Lucas Gage, to acquire painkillers, as the crash left Sky with lingering scars and bouts of excruciating pain. Drugs he has aplenty, but Sky gets more than she bargained for when he comes out smiling, violently killing himself in front of her eyes. She's haunted by the death and by increasing encounters with eerily smiling people, heightening Sky's paranoia and decreasing her sanity in equal measure. What's a besieged pop star to do? And can she stop the haunting phenomena before it's too late and she loses her sanity, or worse? On a purely technical level, Smile 2 is a clear notch above its predecessor. The scale is much larger, giving ample opportunities for larger scenarios. DP Charlie Seraf's camera floats above the action, pivots upside down, and makes ample use of Dutch angles and other atypical shots. They're always motivated, smartly composed, and well used to set the tone and deliver palpable unease. The script is also both terrifying and genuinely funnier than the first in a way that complements the tension instead of watering it down. As Gage's Lewis informs Sky while in the throes of the entity's smiley assault, "I'm having the worst week, does more drugs, the worst." Understatement of the century from a paranoid, besieged man pretending to be normal, delivered with excellent comedic flair and timing.
Lewis?
Alright folks. Listen up. If you are enjoying the content of this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give the video a good old-fashioned thumbs up. Let's show the creators some love. Giving all these aspects their due, it's Naomi Scott who steals the show here. Poor Sky Riley is routinely isolated, confused, scared half to death, judged, and made to question her sanity, and Scott handles all these challenges exceptionally. She delivers a protagonist who's sympathetic and problematic, complex and strong-willed but near heart attack levels of terror for much of the film's runtime. She's genuinely incredible in a particular scene with a bevy of dancers, which also happens to be one of the year's best horror sequences, bar none. Rosemary DeWitt is excellent as Sky's ever-watchful mother, while Kyle Gallner memorably returns as Joel from the first film and Ray Nicholson hauntingly adapts his father's famed Kubrick stare into a Kubrick smile. It's still a massive showcase for Scott, who cements herself as a screen queen to watch. Smile 2 builds a solid track of continual tension, as Scott's Sky Riley finds herself besieged by the entity. That said, there's a slight over-reliance on jump scares which, though effective, lose luster as the film progresses. The finale capably introduces a number of surprises that give the entity more intellect, power, and agency than the first film explored, but we don't know that much more about it by the film's conclusion. Certain pivots at the end also cast major moments of the film's happenings in a curious light that will take a lot of thinking to parse through. The final mean-spirited twist isn't necessarily the best choice if one wants to understand the Smile world better. Opaque though it may be, Smile 2 is a thrilling, often funny, engaging horror entry with a magnificent central performance. The classic, much-repeated lesson of Steven Spielberg's Jaws is that the monster shouldn't be seen too often. Jaws is a masterpiece, but the reasons for the limited creature visibility were practical, not normative. An unfortunate side effect of this misapplied lesson is that so many films explore their creature altogether, aiming for mystery but leaving much to be desired. At the end of Smile 2, there's a distinct feeling that the entity's nature is disappointingly not investigated. Still, Naomi Scott cements herself as a scream queen to watch. The film boasts reliable tension and humor, and the third act may have too many twists, but it's still exciting, setting up for a finale that's fun to watch, though it may be predictable. It's a stellar horror entry and, slight faults aside, it's an exemplary horror sequel that hits home runs where the original landed base runs. Pros: Naomi Scott is a stellar Sky Riley, and lands complete terror amidst a complex set of emotions. The script overall packs ample humor and scares, and it's a breezy, frightening horror entry. Technically, Smile 2 boasts tight editing and gorgeous, clever cinematography. Cons: Smile 2 could be more revealing about its central entity, and consequently its themes. There's a slight over-reliance on jump scares that doesn't always serve the narrative ideally.
How do we stop it?
We need to kill you first.
What?